Let's see. Okay, I can still see the chat now. Okay, perfect. There we go. Awesome. Back to normal. All right. Well, because that internet got knocked out, I lost half of my viewers now. Great. Great, great. I'm gonna have to call up my my ISP and see if there's any way we can go about fixing this little problem. Here we go. Should be up here, Plat. Yep. Perfect. This one's fun. All you gotta do is defeat the enemies. Oh, come on. Of course I get hit at the very end. Let's try that again. So let me go ahead and read the chat. So as I was saying, I hope Bayonetta 3 has a retry function on the pause screen as the Wonderful 101. Title screen isn't a big deal, but this would cut out the middleman. You are absolutely right. I definitely think they should add a retry button. There we go. Gotcha. Ha ha ha. That should be good. Hey, how's it going? Woo, look at that score. I saw 269s over there. Okay. I don't trust this score. Let me see if I can try to boost it up as high as I can. If not, we're probably in for a waste of time. There we go. Beautiful. that should be a pure plat. And if it's not, I'm actually going to be surprised. By the way, guys, is the game too loud? Is the game too loud that you're barely able to hear me? Or do you think everything is okay? I can make some adjustments because this was a very last minute thing that I did. So I'm not sure if this is being presented really well or you guys can barely hear what I'm saying. Use torture attacks. Easy peasy. Ooh, that was too close. That should be a pure platinum. Give it to me. Come on! You know you want to give it to me. Yes. There we go. Awesome. So far, so good. Oh, I got hit there. That's not cool. There's quite a few chapters that's got quite a lot of verses in Bayonetta. Actually, I'd be willing to say Bayonetta 2 has more longer verses, which is kind of annoying. There we go. Surprised that was a pure plat. That's a pretty low score for what is essentially a platinum. Alright. I'm not missing any other verses here, am I? I already went all the way back. So, yeah, we could keep moving this way. Let's see. There's actually a really cool way to pure platinum this part. I'll see if I can make it work. Of course, that's not what I was intending to do. Let's try that again. With feeling. Man, I'm losing those butterflies real quickly.
Bayonetta.
Of course, that QTE is like a giant gotcha moment for those that are unaware of the QTE coming up. But since I've been playing this game for like, what, 10 years? I already know when to expect those QTEs, so they're not really a big deal to me. And there we go. Pure plat. I'm pretty sure there's a pure plat run. It is. Perfect. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's much, much better. Let's go ahead and update that. Okay, I'm gonna try to get that golden orb. Let's see. Alright. Alright. So the reason why I'm going for the Golden Moon Pearl is because this is a really cool little thing that you can only get in Angel Slayer. Or, no, not Angel Slayer, Angel Attack. Where when you buy this Gold Moon Pearl, you get 2 recharged magic gauge at the start of the next chapter. The best part about this, from my understanding, is that there's no penalty for having this. And when you combine it with the Testament, I think it's called, you essentially get 4 magic right off the gate. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Oh yeah, if you accidentally not update the pure plat, that can really hurt you. That's so horrible, you know? All that work and then you accidentally skip it. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put Durga on my feet so that I don't burn myself alive. And testimony, that's what it was called. Eternal testimony. I actually don't need it since I only have 2 rechargeable magic going on automatically. Actually, let's go ahead and change that. I'm surprised the golden pearl didn't come back in Bayonetta 2. Like, genuinely surprised. I keep forgetting to put on the butterfly. Oh, wait, no. Doesn't matter, I'm not in a verse yet. You can get hit outside of the verse. It's only when you're inside the verse where it counts. Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for catching the stream. We're gonna start that from the beginning because I ended up getting a regular platinum trophy. Cool, man. There we go. Now that's much better. Alright. I believe this is the stay in the air challenge. Yes, it is. Super easy to do. Oh, no, I got hit at the last second. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. On the very last millisecond, the baddie decided to just toss a little projectile over to me. Isn't that wonderful? Don't you just love those curveballs? Epic. Yeah. Totally epic skills to get hit by the bad guy. The reason I'm backing out is so that if I mess up and I have to start over, I just have to reload to the Alfheim. Let's try that again. I love how when you stand still, they don't attack you. It's like the one time you want them to hurt you, and they don't. Okay, sure. Thank you for that. It's only a breeze because you can make it a breeze. You know, using all the items, the strongest weapons, Umbran Climax. Yeah, it is a breeze because of that. But when you put a challenge or a limit on yourself, that's when it gets ridiculously hard. And believe me, I know that from experience because I'm currently doing a pure platinum run for Bayonetta 2. I've already uploaded a couple of videos online. You are free to watch those if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and restart this because I'm taking too long. Yeah, see? I get to start immediately from the Alfheim. So, no time wasted. Oh, come on! I was trying to jump off of them. Yeah, okay, sure. Oh, for the love of God, attack me now. Yeah, I do agree with Flight Shift that there should be a retry button. Especially in Alfheims. Because it kind of sucks that if you mess up in Alfheim and you're trying to go for a pure platinum, you have to wait until the entire thing resets for you to do it again. Or you can manually reset it yourself, but then you're wasting time because you got to jump back in the Alfheim and then back out. Yeah, when I don't want them to attack me is when they attack me. Let's try that again. Honestly, I don't even need a freaking... this thing. That's better. There we go. There we go. Perfect. What? I could have sworn I had the butterflies.
Bayonetta. Your halo is mine.
There's a hidden verse over here. There we go. Ah. Awesome. Here's the thing about Bayonetta 1's difficulty. Enemies in Bayonetta 1 are actually not faster when you play the game on hard mode, or even Non-Stop Infinite Climax for that matter. Their speed remains relatively the same. The difference is that they are much more aggressive. Like they'll have fewer frame datas where well, not frame data. They'll have fewer wait time between attacking and not attacking. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense, but believe me, if enemies are not faster on harder difficulties. They remain the same, they're just more aggressive. Oh, that's my fault. I walked into the fire. Oh, okay. So that was my fault. Okay. Quick question. How do you skip cutscenes like that? You press the dodge button, which would be the right trigger, and the select button at the same time. That's how you skip cutscenes real quickly. I swear, I'm almost certain that when I have the butterflies out, I lose them almost instantaneously. Have I played Ultra Kill? Yes, I have. I have been playing that quite a lot, actually. I would like to make some content for that game at some point. In fact, I was one of the first few people to know about that game when the developer of that game decided to advertise Ultra Kill to us during one of our V-style tournaments that we had not too long ago. Get out of here.
You've been naughty.
The set pieces in Bayonetta are, how would I say it? Probably the most grandiose you'll ever see in most action games. But I think Devil May Cry 5 may have some of the more impressive looking areas just as much as Bayonetta does. And Devil May Cry has the advantage, or I should say Devil May Cry 5 has the advantage of using the Resident Evil engine. Because that engine is pure sex. Like, beautiful visuals everywhere. I really wish we had more action games that look just as good as Devil May Cry 5. Wouldn't it be nice if if Capcom allowed Platinum Games to use the RE engine? That would be the bee's knees. But considering how Platinum Games really loves using their own engine, I don't think we're going to be seeing any graphically impressive Platinum games anytime soon, even on PC. Oh, I forgot about this bit. Although, to be perfectly honest, I'm not asking for a... Oh, excuse me. I'm not asking for a hyper-realistic Bayonetta game. But if we did, I would love it if they used the Resident Evil engine for that. Oh, guys, can you excuse me for a second? I need to take a quick break. I have some important business to take care of. It should be... Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back, okay? All right, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I just needed to go and take a little medication. But it's good. I'm good now. Right. Let's move forward. Ah! I was really close. I was really close there, actually. I thought it was going to last me 5 minutes, but actually ended up being pretty quick. Well, like I said earlier, because a couple of people were asking me about that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and explain myself a little bit more here. So, like I said earlier, I'm just happy that we finally got to see more information about Bayonetta 3. I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad that after those 4 years of waiting, it's nice to know that the game is not in development hell. It's nice to know that Platinum Games are putting in their best effort to make the game look great. Excuse me. Damn, this pill I took tastes like fucking chalk. Anyway, I'm glad that Bayonetta 3 exists. From an outside, well, not outside. What's that word I'm looking for? My first impression of Bayonetta 3 so far is it looks good. Nothing about the trailer makes me doesn't seem to rub me the wrong way, basically. I don't want Bayonetta 3 to be identical to 1 or 2. I really want Bayonetta 3 to be its own thing. And so far, from what we've seen so far, it looks like it's definitely going to be its own thing. What I find really interesting is that the man that's directing Bayonetta 3, Yusuke Miyata, he was originally the lead designer for Scalebound. And you can definitely see that they pilfered a lot of the mechanics from Scalebound for Bayonetta 3. And I think that's pretty cool. Since Scalebound will never see the light of day, it's pretty neat that Platinum Games decided that maybe in order to keep some of what they did for Scalebound alive, they would put it on Bayonetta herself. That's cool. Everything that I've seen so far looks pretty damn awesome. I can't wait to play the game. You guys already know I'm going to cover the game a lot. I know at some point eventually when the game comes out, I will be devoting an entire stream to Bayonetta 3, you know. I can't wait to play it. It looks good. There are some things that I'm a little iffy about, like the witch time system. I'm a little iffy on that. They made it where enemies now completely freeze in place. So I'm wondering, how is that going to affect the gameplay? I do think it's really cool that they made the D-pad a lot more involved this time. Because the thing I never liked about Bayonetta 1 and 2 is that they added a shortcut for the items on the D-pad. You can map the D-pad for items. But this is pointless because if you're doing a itemless run, you essentially have no real reason to be using a D-pad. So it's really cool that they decided, hey, what if we use the D-pad for a mechanic? And, you know, lo and behold, here we are. Now we have a D-pad that allows us to swap through giant enemies. Or monsters. Whatever the heck you want to call them. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Overall, though, I'm excited. You know, the game exists. Everybody can stop acting really dramatic that the game is, you know, taking forever to get done. Because seriously, there were a lot of people on our Bayonetta that were acting like Bayonetta 3 was their only life. And they were like, I will stop being a Bayonetta fan if they do not announce a new information. And it's like, calm your fucking tits, man. We'll get news eventually. It's all about being patient. Of course, there is a secret verse over here. I do understand why people were really desperate, you know. I understand completely. I'm not about to be an asshole and tell people you should appreciate the time that it takes for a game to be developed. Because I do hate when Nintendo usually gives us information on a game pretty early and then they just never bother to give us any more news for a couple of years. Same thing happened with what was that game called? Not Shin Megami Tensei, but that crossover game with Fire Emblem. I forgot the name. It escapes me. It was something something Tokyo. I forgot the name. That katana fellow, I honestly am 100% sure that has to be John. I don't see it being anyone else. It could be an alternate reality John. See, the theory that, by the way, I know a lot of people like to look at it as a T-post, but it's actually a reference to the Ginyu Force. But I'll show you guys that reference a little later. But anyway, I believe it's John, and I like the theory that somebody pointed out that because you see John holding a sword with Bayonetta's doll, the Cheshire Cat, some people are speculating that this version of John is one where she saw Bayonetta die, and she's carrying the sword that was crafted out of Bayonetta. You know how Rodan crafts weapons out of bad guys? One theory that I originally said a long time ago when we saw the first trailer, like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but a theory that I said way back during the first trailer is that trailer shows Bayonetta dying. Like, the entity cuts Bayonetta in half. I don't see Bayonetta getting cut in half as a symbolism like everyone keeps saying. I know a lot of people like to throw around the whole, oh, it's symbolic because they'll never kill Bayonetta. She's an iconic character and blah, 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 blah. But I remain hell-bent on the belief that Bayonetta will die in this game. And when she dies, someone has to go and rescue her. And I get the feeling that John is going to be the one to try to rescue her. And to do that, she's going to use the remains of Bayonetta to craft into a new weapon, which will be the sword that you see her holding in that trailer. And she's probably hopping across dimensions, trying to find a way to restore Bayonetta's life in her timeline. That's my theory anyway. But hey, it's just a theory. A game theory. Fucking kill me. Of course, when you reinstate the time, you also reinstate this bridge, which you should crawl back up, because this is where another hidden verse is located. What do you mean no talking? You can't tell me what to do. I could continue talking. I could say bibbidi bobbidi boo. Oh, God. Ah, no. I forget these dogs are insanely fast. And it doesn't help that I have them with freaking, what's it called? The Gaze of Despair, which makes them even faster. Yeah, that's the only time when enemies are actually really fast, when they're in rage mode. Not again. Seriously speaking, let's actually get to a very serious discussion. I actually find it very interesting that people aren't willing to accept the idea that maybe Bayonetta could die in the third game. Now, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I remember when I was talking about my theory where the trailer showcases Bayonetta's death, a lot of people didn't want to accept that, and instead they turned to the idea that that trailer is just symbolism, where the reason she's getting cut in half is because that's, you know, a symbol of Bayonetta being split between light and dark. And I'll be frank with you guys, I don't see the trailer showing any sort of symbolism, mostly because Platinum Games aren't exactly the kind of people that I would call subtle. Unless they were working with Yoko Taro, I don't think they were trying to show any sort of symbolism in that trailer. I legit think that Bayonetta is gonna die. That doesn't mean that she won't come back, but I think it would be very daring if they actually do something where she never comes back. Like Bayonetta 3 is legit the last game because of Bayonetta's death. I remember someone telling me, why would they do that? Why would they kill off a video game character that's popular? And my argument to that would be Metal Gear Solid 5. Or not even 5, Metal Gear Solid 4. When Solid Snake dies. Oops, I hope I didn't spoil that for any of you guys. I mean, that game came out way back in the PS3. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, her dying, I can see as a plot point. I don't see it as a finale. But if they decide to go with that idea where this is Bayonetta's last game, so she ends up dying as a finale, I honestly think that would be a great way to end the series, you know? Bayonetta has lasted 3 games, and it's even a miracle that we have a second one to begin with, let alone the third one. So the way I see it, we should probably stop here. We should probably stop with the series here and just end it on a good note. I know it's a very controversial opinion because a lot of people don't like when I say that a series should end, but let's be honest here. How long should Bayonetta last before it's time to really call it quits? You know? You're never going to see a Bayonetta 6. Let me make that very clear. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and change weapons and try to do that a little better now. But that's the thing, though. Nintendo doesn't have the IP. They're not the IP holder. That would be Sega. All right, let's try that again. I really want to get the I really want to get all the angels nearby so that I can flip them around and get a high score in progress. Because I know that verse in particular, the one that I'm trying to do, requires a pretty high score. And I know this because when I was doing my pure platinum run for this game, this is the part where I always screwed it up. Always, and it pissed me off. Well, see, I know Call of Duty is a series that's going to have to last forever because that's a series that's... I mean, I don't play Call of Duty enough to know this, but from what I see, Call of Duty seems to be the kind of game that isn't heavily story-oriented, and the only reason why the series continues to be popular is because it's one of those multiplayer games that people love so much, you know? People play it for the multiplayer, and with every game you get new modes, new weapons, new location, new services, you know, to keep the players engaged. I don't think Call of Duty is one of those story-oriented games. I might be wrong, but that's what I see from an outsider. Oh no. Oh, okay, got it. Perfect. I was actually worried that I had a low score there, but thankfully that's not the case. I think that's it. I believe that's the last verse, which means that once I get to the very end here, it should be a pure platinum run. Hello again, Curiosity. I was in the middle, I don't know if you were here when it happened, but my stream got cut off because my internet is acting up. But I'm back at it again. But let me hear your opinions for those of you that are still watching the stream. Do you think Bayonetta needs to continue being an ongoing series? And if so, where do you think the series should end? Because if Bayonetta were to be granted a couple more sequels after 3, I could definitely see it ending with 4. I don't know, but it's just... Again, I know it's very controversial of me to say this, but I really don't see Bayonetta going any further than 3. Let me change weapons for the next fight. And the only Call of Duty game that I ever played was Modern Warfare. And funny enough, I actually have the Modern Warfare remake on my Blizzard account. And the only reason I have it is because when I bought a graphics card for my computer, it came with a code to redeem the game for free. So I redeemed the game, but I never bothered to touch it. Maybe someday I'll play it, I don't know. Now, see, spin-offs could definitely be a great idea, because I know Kamiya has said many times before that he would like to see a spin-off with John. Mind you, he always says this for all of his games, because he said the same thing about Wonderful 101, and that he wants a Wonder Blue spin-off, and I would be totally a-okay with a Wonder Blue spin-off if it ends up being like a Devil May Cry game, because Wonder Blue is essentially Dante and Sonic combined. Yeah, I would be okay with them ending Bayonetta 3 with the third game. But even with how passionate they are, there has to be a point where they need to really end it. I know Platinum Games are extremely passionate about Bayonetta, but let me put it to you like this: they are also extremely passionate about Wonderful 101. And I'm one of those people that truly believes that Wonderful 101 does not need a sequel. Unless Platinum Games can prove to me that if they decide to make a sequel that enhances Wonderful 101 rather than watering it down the way Platinum Games watered down 2 from 1, you know, if they could prove to me that they could make an enhancement with Wonderful 101, I would love to see a sequel to Wonderful 101. But as it is, I'm totally fine with what we have. In fact, Platinum Games has been steadily releasing updates that improve on the quality of Wonderful 101 itself. Like recently, well, not that recently, a couple of months ago, they updated Wonderful 101 so that you can skip the unskippable cutscenes, which is something I didn't think they would ever update. And that's on top of the fact that Remastered already did a couple of quality of life changes. Of course, the game itself is in a very buggy state. I like saying this a lot, but Wonderful 101 on a PC, or basically the remastered version of Wonderful 101, is essentially being held together with glue. At any given moment, it can fall apart. Inaba said himself that Astral Chain director is working on an unannounced project. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I absolutely did hear about that. I really do want to see what this unannounced project could be. Can you insta-skip cutscenes outside of time attack mode? Yes, you can. You absolutely can. I'm assuming you're talking about Wonderful 101. That's the thing. How could you improve on Wonderful 101? I remember a lot of people telling me they can improve on it by adding more shapes and weapons. But I feel like almost everything has been covered in Wonderful 101 with all the shapes you could possibly imagine. Mind you, I don't want them doing anything insane like a fucking hexagon, because that would be insane. They've already covered all grounds with the basic shape that you could do in Wonderful 101. Circle, square, triangle, right angle. And the funny thing is, they already managed to one-up the original Wonderful 101 with the Vorkin DLC. The Vorkin DLC is absolutely amazing. I did an entire stream of that game, and you are more than welcome to check it out. I also would like to do a combo video for Vorkin, a fleshed out combo video, not the one that I did recently, where that was just me testing out all the basic things you could do with Vorkin. I intend to, at some point, do a really well thought out combo video for Vorkin. Just give me some time, and I got hit. Yeah, but by the way, hold on. Don't buy the DLC yet until you get all the achievements in Wonderful 101. Because currently, there is a bug where if you buy Vorkin before you get a couple of achievements, there's a chance that your game can crash if you try to unlock an achievement with the Vorkin DLC downloaded. It's stupid. It doesn't mess with your save file, it just acts really weird. I don't even know how to explain it, but essentially, let's say you're in the middle of playing a Vorkin chapter, like you're playing as Vorkin, and then you decide to stop halfway into chapter and you decide, hey, I need to turn off the game because I gotta do something. If you turn the game back on and you load up the game, you will play where you left off with Vorkin, but you're playing with the original team. It's like, what the fuck? What happened here, Platinum Games? I thought you guys were doing a lot of play testing for this. So yeah, the Vorkin DLC is a cool implementation, but one that was slightly poorly implemented. I feel like Platinum Games implemented Vorkin into the game, not realizing that there are problems to be had if you decide to get Vorkin early on. Like, they probably tested Vorkin when they had all the bottle caps and the achievements unlocked. They never bothered to test what would happen if you had Vorkin before all of the bottle caps were unlocked. It's so goofy. It just wouldn't be Platinum Games without some silly shenanigans, now would it, you know? Also, I noticed someone said Dode... What is it? Dodecahedron? I don't know how to pronounce that. Dude, if you can make that shape in Wonderful 101, you should get an instant victory because of how hard it is to make that shape. We should just cover all the letters of the alphabet. A, B, C, D. Dodecahedron or dodecahedron, I guess. I'm probably still butchering it. It should come as no shock to any of you guys, but I don't exactly play D&D. At the very least, these boss fights aren't too long, so even if you make a mistake, it doesn't feel like a waste of time starting over. Thank goodness, though. Round over. Oh my. I'm sorry, I love saying that all the time. I need to know who's the announcer for Angel Attack. He's the unsung hero of the Bayonetta voice cast, don't you think? I wonder if there's a different voice who says that if you put the game in Japanese. Oh, yeah. Here's the funny thing. I actually like the 15-minute long shoot 'em up. I just wish they had it as its own chapter, rather than having it where you gotta go through that entire segment just to fight John. Because, you know, that's kind of bad. You have a good night, dude. Thanks for catching the stream. It's always a pleasure to have you around here. Easy peasy. I love fighting against Grace and Glory so much. They are a lot of fun. Probably the best enemies ever designed for Bayonetta. Hold on. Let me see. Never had a problem with the shmup itself since it's pretty fun, but putting the best fight in the game after it really sucks if you just want to do the fight. Exactly. That's one of the problems that I have with that chapter. They should have just left the shoot 'em up section as its own chapter. I bet you $1,000,000 people wouldn't hate that shmup as much as they do now. Let's see. Ever played any of the Ninja Gaiden games? As a matter of fact, I have played Ninja Gaiden Black, and I actually like Ninja Gaiden Black quite a lot. I did a stream for it, but it's one of my most shameful streams out there because I was so terrible at that game. There were moments where I would scream in frustration, I would pound the table, I would throw my controller. To this day, it's probably the worst stream I ever did. After I finished playing Ninja Gaiden Black, I decided I wanted to take my time and play the game without the worriness of having other people watch me. And after talking to Rang, a dude that I follow on Twitter, who is a huge advocate for Ninja Gaiden, he gave me a couple of tips. He gave me a couple of tips on how to improve in Ninja Gaiden Black. And now I'm actually able to survive the game on hard mode. It's still a balls to the walls hard game. Like, I'm definitely still struggling. But now that I know what to do in terms of surviving, I feel like maybe one of these days I should give the game a second chance and stream it again. One day. Because I did promise at some point that I would like to cover the Ninja Gaiden series. And since I have an Xbox One, I have access to the original Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden games. You can't imagine me doing any of that? Believe me, dude. Because I know a lot of people are shocked and surprised to hear when I get mad. Because I know it sounds funny when I say that, because whenever you guys hear me in a stream, you guys hear me as a really chill, cool, laid back kind of guy, right? That's usually how I am. But truth be told, you know, and I hate saying this, but it actually is kind of easy to piss me off. I do try to be a much more peaceful person in general. There was a time in my life back when I was a teenager when I would be one of those stupid wannabe emo type kids who would hate everything. That's the past that I don't ever want to bring up. I'd rather be the outgoing cool kind of guy, you know? I just want to be a laid back, chillin' dude, just streaming games that I love. And as long as you guys enjoy it, that means the world to me. That's why it's always an embarrassment of mine whenever I let my anger get the best of me. It's happened on Twitter, it's happened on Facebook, it's happened on just about any social media platform imaginable. But when I do get mad, I do get mad. I'm talking, I fucking Hulk out. There were times where I would be so mad, I would punch a wall and I actually would leave a dent on the wall. Like I would crack it. Like that's what happened to me one time when I was trying to remember what game was I playing? I don't remember what game it was, but it made me so furious that I just slammed the wall next to me. And mind you, I'm sitting on my chair on my computer and the wall's like to my left. So I was like, I smashed that wall and it's like, fuck, I cracked it. The next day I had to buy some equipment so that I could repaint it so that I could get rid of those cracks. That's not the side of me that I want you guys to see. But if you are at all curious as to what I sound like when I'm mad, well, the Ninja Gaiden stream is still available to watch on YouTube. Just be aware that I can get mad really easily. Hey, Daniel, what's going on, dude? Thanks for catching the stream. Nice to have you here. In fact, the funny thing that I remember someone telling me is that I'm kind of like, actually, no. I think one person has said that I'm kind of like the Mr. Rogers of action games, where it's like, it's okay to be banned. But nah, I don't consider myself Mr. Rogers. I'm way too perverted to be Mr. Rogers. Ah, so close. Oh boy, here come the doggies. Let me change to sword. Oh, come on. I got hit by the laser. Of all the things to get hit by, you know?